What's going on, everybody? My name's Hussein the Brain, and I'm joined with the gang here, Drew and Sushane. This has been the craziest fantasy football season, hands down, for me personally. I think just in general for everybody. And we just witnessed one of the craziest games. The Niners beat the Rams, and I'm not trying to play it up. I'm really not, but it is to me, it's just me, my take. It's a very, very watered down, poor man's version, light version of the 28-3 Super Bowl. Because Niners, we're all Niner fans here. Sushane is a freshman Niner fan, just to make that clear.
Exactly.
Still Niner.
Still though.
And if Mike comes back to the podcast, he was just on a minute ago, then he disappeared.
Having mic troubles.
Mike's having mic. But if he also, he's a Niner fan as well. So we got Tom Brady's old backup down 17-0 in a game that's looking pretty dim. I'm a very confident guy. I'm almost always a believer, and I have a lot of doubts in Garoppolo. And this man put on one of the sexiest comebacks at the end. I mean, this guy, it was Tom Brady-esque. Like I'm saying, look, it's not anywhere near 28-3 Super. First of all, it's not the Super Bowl, but it is a must-win game. You're down 17-0 against the Rams, and you're doubting the quarterback. So to me, it was a big comeback. And how can I say this to be family friendly? Jimmy G had big confidence, like really big boulder confidence on that last drive, right? He laid it down.
He was clutch.
I mean, wow. I was just like, oh my God. And got the pick at the end. And so that was crazy. We got a lot to talk about on this show, guys. Shout out to Monkey Knife Fight. Shout out to Drafters for helping keep the dream alive, helping put corn dogs on the table. We're going to be looking at targets really quick. I just want to see who got the most targets last year. We're going to be looking at Super Bowl 56. I'm back on TikTok, baby. I got nothing else to do, so I think I'm going to revitalize my TikTok career. I've been killing it, making fun of the Raiders. So I think I'm going to get back on that. Yeah, just making fun of the Raiders, man.
Speaking of the Raiders, they had a good money. They had a good win too. You got to give it.
Not
as good as the Niners.
Fantastic game.
This is a win-win. I get to still be right and say the Raiders didn't have a shot at winning the division on TikTok. And Raider fans that threatened to kill me, they get to get in the playoffs, baby. It's a win-win.
You're alive for one more week.
People are, I'm going to punch you in the nose. People are like, they're talking about, family friendly, but, they're talking about, like they're talking about unaliving me. Passionate Raider fans, God bless their heart. Amazing people, I'm sure, all of them. And they get to get in the playoffs. What a huge win. Another epic game right there. Raiders, Chargers. That was
overtime
nuts.
Games.
Overtime is not a great way to describe that, but we did have a lot of overtime games. Came down to the wire. Raiders would have took a knee, but the Chargers called a timeout. And so their kicker's really good. Daniel Carlson with the kick at the end sealed the deal. And Chargers are just like, what happened? Like, they were so good. And one thing, like, let's take a step back with this Chargers-Raiders game. Big picture. Chargers defense, man, they really dropped the ball this year, and they need to do something about that. I mean, when you're getting torched by Rex Burkhead on the ground, something's wrong. Like, you can't, how far are you going to go in the Super Bowl? We'll talk about that. Let's shout out to everyone that's joining us live, and we will be asking you guys questions along the way. This is going to be a fun show. So we're talking targets, we're talking Super Bowl, we're talking the full story on how I met John Madden and how I get to work with him and how I brought the crew along. Drew got to meet him. Well, you stood far away, huh? It's scary.
Yeah, I wasn't too.
He's scary. Yeah, he's scary.
Friendly.
Trust me. Yeah, it's all good. But I took Drew there. I took Mike there. Everyone got to be in the same room as Madden. I don't know if you had the big boulders to go talk to him. That's very intimidating. But at least I did. And we're going to be talking about the 2022 tight end draft class. We got another dynasty episode Sushane and Debbie Drew's going to bring. So let's take a look at the targets. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is just tier 1 of 1. Amazing.
The man.
And what I like to do is I kind of apologize. I put a lot of numbers here, guys, but what I really like to do is look at the average. It just, to me, just quantifies things better than the total targets, but just Cooper Kupp, just to make it look more exciting. 191 total targets on the season.
Wow.
Team target percentage, so target share, 31.5%. So both those numbers are amazing. But what we're going to focus on for this, just it helps me at least, and I think it'll help you guys too, is the 11.2 targets per game. I mean, there's a guy who's the most upside and the most consistency. It's just, it's pretty amazing what kind of fantasy football season he put up. Unfortunately, I have Kupp in a few leagues, and him alone was not enough to win it. Who would have known? You needed like a Debo. You needed like maybe a Fournette to kind of help you. Jonathan Taylor for sure. Austin Eckler would have got you to the Super Bowl at least. So you needed some other guys too to help you. Maybe you needed to not draft Julio Jones like I did as well. A couple like that. These guys you needed to avoid landmines out here. So Cooper Kupp number one, and you guys look along, chat and Sushane and Drew, which names stood out? Okay, so we got Cooper Kupp number one, 11.2 targets a game. Devontae Adams number two, 10.6. Deontay Johnson, I mean, that's a guy that sure. I wish I didn't want to trade away in Dynasty. I was smart enough to take a flyer on him and draft him late. Stupid enough to draft him away. Trade him away. Calvin Ridley, this one definitely stands out. Now, could this be a buy low, guys, right here? I mean, people are buying. Someone bought Deshaun Watson in our league, in our Dynasty league. Calvin Ridley, his price has got to be like dirt cheap right now, and he's really good.
But sometimes owners are reluctant to give up, though, on such high premium talent, even though they didn't have a productive season the season before. I've been trying to pry him away from a couple different people.
Though just got traded.
I mean, no, I know. I'm just reporting back. Like in my leagues, a few of them I've been trying, and I can't pry the guy away from.
What you offer though? Did you give him a 2023 first?
No, I'm not doing anything crazy like that. I'm trying to buy low. So you're probably right. Maybe if I anteed up my offer, I might actually be able to pry him away. What do you think, Sushane? I mean, how much are you going to offer for Ridley at this point?
Oh man,
if someone would you go first?
Like
I'm thinking of a bulk
late first. 2022, I'll do it. Maybe.
Okay, like straight up late first.
Straight up, yeah, sure. I'll take a chance on Ridley over like a 110 in a super flex.
Do you guys think? And I'm going backwards here. Do you guys think Deontay is going to have the same amount of targets though next season with guess who quarterback in Pittsburgh? I mean, it's hard for me.
We don't have to answer this question. Right? In terms of redraft yet, but we would have to answer this question in terms of Dynasty. And so in Dynasty, we're not just thinking of 1 year, we're thinking of the year after, and you really have no clue what's going to happen in the NFL. I mean, look at how much things change
year to
every
year.
year. Right. Yeah, it's like it's nuts. So I'm thinking Deontay Johnson's good. I mean, I like him still.
I mean, you're probably drafting him, you're probably trading like a high first round pick for him, right? Like we saw Watson go for the 3rd overall pick in our draft. I mean, that's probably the price, right? For Deontay.
That's probably the price, but I don't think I'm willing to pay that.
Yeah, okay. I'm not willing to pay that either.
I would pay it if I knew who the quarterback was going to be already. I know that's not happening, but definitely. I'm just saying, like, if I knew who the quarterback would be next season, I would pay that right away. Here's a question from Fishing. It was kind of what we were getting at. Does anybody want to answer this question? Like specifically, we were talking about Ridley being worth maybe a late first. Is that what we're saying?
You gotta read the question.
Oh, sorry. Rather be Fishing, our friend of the show. He says, "What is a fair price for Ridley in Dynasty?" You're right. My apologies.
I don't know about a fair price. I know a buy low would be like maybe a 110, 111, something like that. Like
that's still buy low to you.
The highest possible buy low would be like a 110.
Okay.
Well, how I would answer this would be is I would try to send a bulk deal and try to trick somebody. So give them, put in some 2022 seconds, give them, some 3rd rounders, because we don't care about those picks, and just complicate the deal to be like, oh man, you're getting a lot of value. You don't have a lot of picks. Like just give him value, like
just not top value. You're giving
throwing,
spread out
exactly,
value.
throwing a lot of
right.
quantity. So, and then give him a player too, right? Remember, you'd always told me, Drew, you give a player away that frees up roster spot. That's a plus too to your team. So you throw in a player, you throw in second. You got to include at least one second, obviously.
Maybe two, though. You're right.
Yeah, maybe two. Yeah, at least one. Like within the realm of reality here, you got to at least include 1 second rounder, and then just maybe another second, maybe a third. And now you still got your first. You just gave away a crappy player, like. It's looking great. Another guy that stood out to me here is DJ Moore, 9.6 targets a game. If you can get a real quarterback like Deshaun Watson, that could be great. Hollywood Brown, 9.1 targets a year, kind of had a breakout year. Waddle's looking great.
On the Ravens as well. Nice.
Well, he's like tight end one. So yeah, obviously he's doing something good. Yeah. And I think the last guy for me is really going to be Darnell Mooney. I think I saw like double-digit targets the last 2 weeks. Wow.
Check out this comment from Smos. He said he traded Darnell Mooney for Ridley in Dynasty. But for context, he is in a full rebuild mode. How do we feel about that?
Makes it even better, honestly. Right?
I agree. So I'm assuming he got Mooney here because he's in the full rebuild. So he's getting younger, while the other guy on the other side is getting Ridley, 26, I believe.
Yeah, 26, going on 27.
I'd rather have Ridley.
I think he's saying he got Ridley, not Mooney, actually.
Yeah, that's knowing him, he types it correctly. I'd rather have Ridley.
Yeah, same.
Looks like you guys are right. He said, I traded away Mooney for Ridley. That's what you guys were saying.
Let's keep moving on, though. Let's keep moving on, though. Darnell Mooney, another guy that stood out again, 8.2 targets per game, and that's with a lot of like weird Chicago Bears stuff going on, right? If they can have like a somewhat below average, like an offense that doesn't just make you want to throw up, like completely, like offense you can actually look at, then Darnell Mooney could really boom. Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
We got one more question on this Ridley conversation, just so you guys know. So Fishing says Kenny Golladay and a 2022, the second overall,
and a
202.
Yeah.
For Ridley, thoughts?
I mean,
how do you guys feel about Kenny Golladay now?
Kenny Golladay is like the most depressing thing I've ever heard all day.
Right.
I don't like him.
Don't we want to get rid of the depression?
Because you're banking on Daniel Jones too at that point. So you're banking on the Giants offense doing anything.
Do we call that Daniel Jones? Are you that confident?
I think they're going to go with well, you're right. They got a new coach coming in. So you're right. It could be a different quarterback entirely.
Daniel Jones. Let's say it's Daniel Jones for almost a year. You don't know. That's one of the worst teams. Like, I haven't seen the Giants score a lot of touchdowns in over 5 years. So since Eli's prime, I know these hurt because we talked about a lot of my DFS wins and losses, and so there was a lot of times where it was looking like it was going to be good, but I freaking picked Eli Manning, and so I learned my lesson. Like, stop picking this Eli Manning guy because that guy's gone. And ever since then, right, ever since Eli Manning's been out of his prime, the Giants have not had a lot of offense. They just haven't. Odell's rookie year, sure. Odell's second and third year, yeah, a little bit.
That was still with Eli, though, right?
And Saquon's first year, sure. We've seen some stuff, but I'm telling you guys, like when I played DFS, sometimes there's this Giants Saints game. They scored like 11, 12, 13 touchdowns that game total. It was nuts. That's long gone. That's like 2015, 2013. That's when Eli's prime. Ever since that, Giants have, and it's just getting more and more depressing, more and more out of control. And then the president that had a press conference, the New York Giants president,
John Madden,
he said it he kept it real. He
never been more embarrassed.
He didn't want to talk, but he was like, we dug ourselves in a hole that's too deep to get. Like, that's how it got. It got so bad. Like, it was so depressing. It's like, these guys can't even run a pass play. You can't call a pass, let alone score it. Like we're talking
I'll
about
pull this comment back up.
scoring touchdowns.
This is Fishing saying, I already have Saquon, so don't really want any more Giants, right? You just don't
Yeah, I
want
mean,
a
that's
stack of
adding
Giants.
on.
Yeah, you just don't want them.
It's
Definitely.
exponential Giants poop, and we don't want that. We want to get rid of it. We want to relieve ourselves of that.
And here's just information. Toast, one of our couch captains, says Ridley is 27, doesn't turn 28 till December. So just so we have some information there to pass along.
Well,
Moving on, you guys.
Your fourth-year receiver now would be right.
Yeah, I believe he's in his 4th season now, so he'll be a free agent after his 5th season, right? Because he was a first-round pick.
Right.
They probably already got his
Twitter's
5th-year
talking
deal.
about getting him traded or something. So I don't know. He's gotta get his mental health right. He's got to want to play, and then we'll see where he ends up. But any team that is willing to trade for him is going to probably use him like a 1A or a 1B.
You would think.
Whatever. It's more of a flyer.
Think, right.
It's more. Ridley is just a really good flyer. It's just what it is. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Super Bowl 56. I just posted a TikTok, actually, and just wanted to see what people thought about Super Bowl. These are the odds I gathered from sports books, and frankly, I don't really believe these odds at all. I honestly think any team can win it. Raiders probably don't have the firepower. Eagles probably don't have the experience. And
they drew a bad matchup too, round 1.
Yeah.
According to Ben, the Steelers don't have a chance.
Yeah. Well, I put a 0.
I mean, that's what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah, it's true.
It was actually, it was a 0.8% according to
so you went ahead and rounded down.
I round down. Sometimes they round up, sometimes they round down. It's also made it fit easier, and
exactly right.
I feel like I'll get more views on TikTok by putting a 0. So I put, if you can even read that on TikTok. So these are the odds, and I'll just list them off without the numbers in order of highest chance to win the Super Bowl to lowest. And I want everyone to give me who they think's going to win. Maybe their dark horse, or maybe just who you think's going to win. So chat, go ahead, type in who you think's going to win the Super Bowl. So starting with the most likely team to win to the least, we're going to go 21% chance Packers. My God, they're really loving it. They're really eating the cheese there in Vegas.
They may have that percent chance or better.
No.
I think so. They got a solid.
The defense is looking good. Squad. It's great, and they got the route. It's because of the bye. It's because of these numbers. I've been watching the NFL this year, and anything can happen. Like
you're right.
Did you guys know the Jaguars just beat the Colts in a must-win game? I mean, that literally just happened.
Anything can happen. That's true.
I mean, it really just happened, and that was basically like a Super Bowl game because it's a must-win game for the Colts.
They knew if they won, they would still get the first overall pick. So like, we'll actually win this one.
Bro,
I'm just saying they
didn't
literally
like Jonathan Taylor looked pedestrian. Like, what it like? Are you kidding? Or
yeah, it was not a good showing at all for any Colts.
This happened, right? And we've seen this happen. The Bills lost to who did they lose to? The Jets, the Jags. I think no, they lost.
They
to the
did
Jags.
lose to the Jags at one point. Yeah,
like,
9-6 or something, 9-0 or. Yeah,
I mean, anything can happen. All right, so we got the Packers 1, then the Chiefs, then the Bucks, then Bills, Titans, Rams, Cowboys, Bengals, Niners, Patriots, Cardinals. Then the last 3 are the Raiders, Eagles, and Steelers. I really think any of these teams pretty much can do it. I really do. Like, I think the Cowboys are great. I think the Bengals are great. I think the Niners, right? They have a lot of question marks, but they just got to put together, 3 really good games, and they can do it because they have special players on defense. They have special players on offense. I think they have a great coach. A lot of question marks at quarterback position, question marks at the secondary, but no team's perfect.
What do you think, Sushane? About your picks,
well,
if you were to make some
Packers, right? 21% maybe could be greater than that. Well, I think from the AFC, the Chiefs will have probably the easiest kind of route there. Because I mean, let's see. So who would they be playing round 2? So assuming they'd win, this week. They'd be playing either the Patriots if they get the upset, or the winner of the Chiefs and the Bengals, the Bengals and the Raiders. So I mean, I feel like the Chiefs will have a pretty easy way to get to the Super Bowl from the AFC. The NFC, though, I mean, I like the Niners as a dark horse, like you guys were saying, and maybe even the Buccaneers. I mean, I feel like the NFC is really wide open this year. It's tough.
Yeah, I honestly think that with Derrick Henry coming back, if he's healthy, I think the Titans could win the AFC.
I've kind of written off the Titans. I think they're kind of an overrated 1 seed, but hey, who knows?
Their defense is much better this year.
That's
So
true.
I think the defense was trash last year. And I think that even the Titans have a chance. Like I really do believe that almost all these teams have a legit shot. And I know a lot of teams make fun of the Steelers and they have a lot of question marks on offense, but sometimes, man, their defense does look elite. And yeah, they when they're injured, their defense does look just soft as heck. But I've seen their defense look elite this year. Not too many times. There's here and there, little glimpses.
Yeah, there's some sprinkles there.
Yeah, that's it. But so I got the playoff picture for you, Susheng, right here.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I
just put that in. At least this kind of gives us an idea of what what's gonna happen.
So I think out of the NFC, it probably would be the Packers. But if I'm picking a dark horse other than a Niners homer pick, I'm gonna say Cowboys.
Cowboys is a dark horse? No, I don't think the Cowboys make that around 1. I don't think there's any chance.
I know. I'm just saying
No chance.
If the Niners lose that game, I could see the Cowboys beating the Packers because I think the Packers would beat the Buccaneers. And I think that the Cowboys can play in cold weather, although they don't play in cold weather normally. I just think they're a tough team, especially on defense. If it's a low-scoring game and bad weather, I think, Dak could get a couple touchdowns, running, passing. Zeke could do his thing.
I just find all you guys' talk funny. Like I am professional DFS player. I know it's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It's all like anything can happen. Like
who are you picking though? If you had to say 2 teams, one from each side, Brain.
One from AFC and one from NFC?
The thought being that they meet in the Super Bowl.
Like who's making it to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, who are you picking to be in the Super Bowl? I would say Packers Titans. That's what
I gotta look at this pie chart. Whoever made that is, it's got to be a genius.
So you're saying Packers Chiefs?
Dude. So I think the Cardinals are a great team, but I feel like they don't have it as of now. I feel like they pull off this kind of Seahawks type of momentum where the Seahawks look like Russell Wilson's MVP and they're going to have a great year. And then it's like, boom, is Russell Wilson going to be there? Is Pete Carroll going to get fired? And Arizona, I feel like they don't have it. So I'm rolling out 4 teams: Cardinals, Raiders, Eagles, and Steelers. And really, man, other than that, like I think my Niners can go all the way. I Cowboys, I think as well, man. Cowboys, I love how they're hot. That's the thing, like with the Cowboys, they're so hot. Sometimes they're cold, sometimes they're stale. But you just got to get hot for 3 games.
Exactly.
Like
you got to win.
Like 3. Anyone can do it. Rams
got an offense.
I would say no for the Rams probably because
I think the Rams beat the Cardinals.
But Stafford is like
healthy.
Yeah,
Stafford I don't know what he's doing. Like, there's something wrong with him, like mentally or physically. Like I can tell. Like it's just that that guy would never do that before. He throws like weird picks. Like
he did get his ankle twisted towards the end of our game last week.
It could be worse than that. Look, because we don't know all this stuff, right? Like that's the stuff we know. So it's like he could have got hit in the head for 20 years. Like that could be so. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, he's throwing inaccurate and making the wrong decision. Like, so it's like when you throw to the wrong guy and you underthrow it. And this is not the first, and it's like a lob pick. It's not just the last one against the Niners. Like, he's done this pretty much every game. like the last 3-4 games. It's just like, I don't know if that guy can win a quarterback. So yeah, I love the Packers way more than the Rams.
Yeah, they do have a super team, but are we overlooking the Patriots at all? None of us have said the Patriots.
I'm not.
Mac
Yeah, I
Jones.
think they can. I think they can go all the way. I think they got a great defense. I think their quarterback's decent. Great run game. Wide receivers are good. Tight ends are good. And you just gotta see with the Patriots is you can't get in a shootout. That's the thing.
Yeah.
See, Mahomes, when he won the Super Bowl, they were down. Everyone's making fun of him, and then he throws he gets like 3 touchdowns in 7 minutes. And Patriots can't do that. So Patriots defense has to play well for 3 games.
What about the Bengals?
Anybody?
We got Amar in the house. He's in our
I love the
Empire
Bengals.
League.
I think the Bengals will beat the Raiders, and that's 1 game down, baby. That's 1 game.
He says
down
2
right
more
there.
days until the playoff drought is over. I saw a meme that said like the first text message was sent the year after the Bengals last won the playoffs. So it basically was saying that there was nobody who's ever received a text message celebrating a Bengals playoff victory because text messaging came out the year after they last won a playoff game.
Didn't exist. Unbelievable. Bengals
Well,
fans be happy.
I don't have any picks, but you guys have picks. I don't. I have some brief
I think we can go with
That's
Packers,
I don't have nothing.
Chiefs, maybe the dark horse Niners, Patriots, I guess. That's my final answer.
I'd say Niners, Cowboys, but yeah, it's impossible.
They
play each other in a few hours, basically. So we got someone says Arizona. I don't know. The Amar, if he were to answer, he would say Bengals.
Oh, sorry, I was putting Darkos.
Fishing says Bengals and Niners. Toe says Cowboys. So I just want to hear other people's picks. Fishing says
Smoes, of course, is going with Patriots.
Big Mac. He's got the special sauce. Here we go.
Amar says his mom will be the first one to receive a text message about the Bengals winning playoff. Mark his words. All right. We know where to find you, Amar.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, we are tomorrow, Friday. So, I don't know if you're hearing this now, today, Thursday, or tomorrow, Friday, but Friday night, probably 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't know the date yet, but we're going to be going live. We're going to be doing drafters playoffs. So, tune into YouTube or Twitch, the main YouTube channel. We're going to be doing live drafters contests just for playoffs. So, you're going to be drafting players from one of these teams. And what's the strategy? You want to draft, essentially, you just want to draft players that are going to make it to the Super Bowl. That's the biggest strategy. And if you draft one without a round 1 bye, that's an added bonus because you're going to get more points. So, yeah, just try to draft players that make it to the playoffs. And I've kind of noticed the trend. So that's been really cool. Last year, you needed Fournette to win. The year before, you needed Damian Williams to win. And because I've been doing this for 3 years. And the year before that, you needed CJ Anderson to win.
CJ Anderson. Wow.
It's been
that's
pretty strong correlation.
Running back.
3 backup running backs on the
AJ
Super Bowl.
Dillon, baby.
Here we go, AJ Dillon. Let's
check
do it.
that box. Check that box.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, and those guys were. It's not even close, like to who was the winners, right? Like we can say Debo was the league winner, but like it's close. Like you could say Cup, you can say Jonathan Taylor's other but those guys were like when I drafted Fournette in one of the drafts, like everyone made fun of me. They're like, "Wow, that is pretty dumb, dude." And I was like, yeah, it is. That's what it is. Well, not really. I didn't even finish first place, but that it ranked. That one cashed. Like if you pick Fournette, like that one cashed.
That was good enough. Oh yeah,
because it was the last round. Like it's the last round pick. And same thing, CJ Anderson. Like he was not going early at all because Sean McVay was like, "Oh, Todd Gurley's back. He's 100%, baby." Just lying to our face, like. And then his knee was gone. Like it was crazy. And then, Damian Williams, you just absolutely destroyed the Niners. Niners were incredible. You can't run on the Niners at all. And then, Damian Williams just absolutely took off in the Super Bowl and just absolutely balled out. Zach Moss, get that crap out of here, dude. It's not going to be Zach Moss. He sucks.
No,
sucks.
most definitely not.
It's not going to be Zach Moss.
Oh my God,
Zach
no.
Moss. I'd rather.
What about
Matt
Ronald
Breida.
Jones this year? Ronald Jones in
Ronald
the house.
Jones could be.
I mean, he
AJ
sucks.
Dillon, Ronald
He
Jones. I
sucks
like
a
those.
little.
What about a
less
Cam
than Zach
Akers?
Moss.
What about an
No,
under the
not
radar?
Cam Akers. Maybe.
No?
I hope. But
I mean,
probably
that
not.
kind of Cam
I think so.
Akers reminds me more of Gurley. I think that's the pro comp.
Yeah.
Gurley's
bit.
knee.
So we're going Pollard.
You're
we're going
supposed
Pollard.
to you're supposed to scroll down. We have like a little thing.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you're too late. Yeah. This is it.
Well, there we go.
Friday,
there we go.
guys. Live stream Friday on Drafters. So check me out if you want to draft.
See you guys there.
Don't leave me alone. Don't let me like live stream and be the only one in the lobby. Don't leave me alone. I know it's gonna ruin my ego. Please come and draft with me. Don't make me draft. Well, the draft won't start if it's just me. But come and draft. I don't think it's gonna be Ronald Jones. It's definitely not gonna be Zach Moss. We had a good. Oh, you guys said AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon. Yeah.
That's an
Tony
okay
Pollard,
one.
maybe? I like that one.
That's a good one. That's a great one. Tony Pollard, AJ. I mean, we got to talk about guys who can do stuff, right? Like,
Right.
Zach Moss. Zach Moss. Bro, it's going to be Zach Moss is the only running back on the Bills. What's next? Josh Allen rushing touchdown. Like, I know it's going to happen. What's that? Matt Breida. Matt Breida all of a sudden is healthy.
Exactly.
Matt
maybe Matt Breida could be the play.
One carry, 80-yard touchdown. What's going on with the
Right.
screen? What the heck is that? Hello?
Oh, what happened?
Drew got taken over by cyborgs. No problem.
It's all good.
We're losing. This podcast started out with 4 people. And
Really?
We're done. Yeah.
Well, that's all good.
There
There
he
he
is.
is. He's back.
Oh, sorry guys. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, the snowstorm now too.
We gonna get snow in
Sheesh.
California.
Not over,
man.
not out there. Huh?
I don't know what's going on with the internet around here, but maybe someone
God, Drew, put up
hit
the
a telephone
thing.
pole.
All right,
It's
so
all good.
There we go.
yeah, Sony Michelle.
Are we here yet?
Yes,
Here we
yes.
go,
So
John
now we're
Madden.
going to be talking about this season's done, right? I might as well get into the lawn store. And then the Susheng saw me on Discord spilling my guts to just tell him the whole thing about John Madden. And I was like, you know what? The football season's over. We usually take a break, but we're still podcasting. And I think this is the perfect format to go the lawn story of like, how the heck is this? How the heck is this reality? It's a picture of me with John Madden, and it's old too. Like you can tell. Like, I have
from a while back.
some kind of beard. I don't even know what's going on there.
I remember those days.
Yeah, I don't quite have the beard.
The skills though. Look at that was
my barber. I mean, he's the best. Man, shout out
Yeah.
to Jason Skills, the barber. I mean, he's just out of control, man. He's so good. And he would do way more than that. But anyway, this is me like before the full beard. When was this picture? Maybe 2000. Shoot, man, I don't even know. 2012. Let's say 2012.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
2011.
Decade
2011. Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the picture of me and Madden. So, guys, I am always under pressure when doing the podcast. Like people just like kind of want me to shut up and answer questions. And really, like, we're at the point right now that like there's no questions to answer, right? So like there's no pressure. Like I'm just going to tell my story, and this is gonna be more about John Madden and entrepreneurship and believing and all that. And something I'm really passionate about. I even hopped on a lot of entrepreneurship podcasts and whatnot, but I want to focus on fantasy. You can't do everything, but one of the main things I always say on those podcasts, or when people talk to me and like, oh, how are you successful and this and that. And, I always tell them, it wasn't always like this, obviously. Like it was a long journey of a lot of failures, a ton of failures. And it's like, you never know when it's going to happen. And when you achieve your goals, at least for me, and I think for you too, it's probably not going to happen how you thought, right? Like maybe you're a basketball player, you want to go pro, and you want to win a Super Bowl. Maybe you actually become a power forward and win,
the European League.
Come on,
right?
Hey, we're
actually,
talking basketball.
Yes,
right?
that's great. No, but actually, it'd probably be the other way around, right? You're a great basketball player, but then you become a tight end, right? Yeah, but like that, yeah. Still, so you never know, like
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham, Tony G, right? You never know. Antonio, what's the Charger? The
Antonio
Chargers.
Gates.
Antonio Gates.
Yeah, you never know, like how or Orange Julius Thomas. I mean, that's
LeBron James. I mean, he was a tight end in college, right?
He
was a wide receiver, but
wide receiver.
You just don't know. You just don't know how you're gonna get. That wasn't even a great example. So let's not keep up with those examples.
Just kept going down that rabbit hole.
You don't know. It's probably not going to be achieved how you think. Even if you achieve the exact goal, you're like, wow, I didn't think the journey would be like this. So trust me, when you do stuff and you put passion into it, someone's going to notice. So everyone would tell me like, oh, some TV producer will notice, or I'm doing music, some music producer, some record label will notice. It's not about that. It's not about the big man. Those are gone now. That's back in the 90s. You don't need the big, rich dude in a suit in a big office to tell you can make it or not, because that's dead right now. TikTok stars are celebrities. Kids want to become YouTubers. There's no record labels. The music's not making. You make your own films. You make your own YouTube videos. You do there's nobody telling you, but someone's gonna take notice. And if you keep grinding and you get good with your craft, you're gonna make it somehow, and it may not be the niche you think it is. So anyway, I'm doing my thing. It's not working, but I went to film school. I'm doing some videos, and I'm doing Fantasy Couch, and I'm doing it tough. Like everyone knows I'm doing it. I'm doing it as tough as I can. I suck at it. I'm not good. Mike's the host. I'm the producer. Mike left me. He had to go do his thing, so he couldn't be on camera anymore. It wasn't his choice. I don't want to make it seem like he left me on purpose. He just couldn't be on camera anymore because of life. Like, that's what happened. So I had to be in front of camera. I sucked. I'm doing my thing. My homie Jay Short, he's a videographer. He knew that there was an opening for a 2-man job to work for a charity event. The guy who was going to do it couldn't make it. And not that he would have chose him, but he was down to 2, 3, 4 choices. He chose me. His friend, who he knows me, is a huge football fan. He knows I probably like John Madden. I'm like, John Madden. I was like, John Madden. I was like, Madden's my idol. I was like, yeah, I'm a semi-pro Madden player. Like, I was in the Madden
literally
challenge.
Was a semi-pro Madden player.
I went top 16 in San Francisco.
This dude was really good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
he was killing it.
I would sit down and play Madden for 48 hours per day, like a grind. And
I'm not joking.
That's taking it lightly.
So
I mean, there would be a lot of 12, 14, 18-hour days of Madden. Just all day. Just playing. And that's cool. Like, I got to talk on the headset and learn a lot about the other world, because I'm from a small, really poor town. So I got to learn a lot about these rich towns, and that opened my mind. Because now, and that, to kind of sum it up, I started ending up working with rich billionaires and millionaires too. So I didn't know that world. Anyway, he gave me a call. He's telling me about this charity event. He drops Madden's name in there. I'm like, what? I don't even think he's gonna be I think this is just whatever. I don't think it's gonna work. And so I go and I'm doing videography for a charity event with John Madden and Steve Mariucci. They call it Battle of the Bay. And because Madden's representing Oakland Raiders, Steve Mariucci's representing San Francisco 49ers. We have Battle of the Bay, where those two teams face off. That's what we call it. And so they're doing that for a charity event. And I've met, maybe not at this time, but I've met about 100 big celebrities and pro athletes, and almost never really got nervous or anything like that at all. But when I was in the same room in John Madden, I was frozen. I was like, there's no way this dude is here. And then Jay Short, it's great that he doesn't like football at all and he doesn't care about Madden. And so he actually helped me because like I was kind of close to having a panic attack. And it's crazy because it's like you can't, like, this is not a place where you can show you're having a panic attack because you're hired to film an event. There's a bunch of people there. Like, you have a panic attack behind the stage or so. You can't have it like with people. So I was getting, I didn't have one, but like I was like close. I felt like it was coming. I know it was coming. I'm like, oh God, I'm in the same room as John Madden. Like, what's going to, this guy's my idol. Like, what the heck? And like, I'm telling you guys, this never, ever happened to me. Like, I met so many players I interviewed. Like, it just never even came close. Like, me and Mike were going to go meet Zuckerberg one day. And like, I didn't even care. I didn't care. I just said, like, it's raining. I don't want to meet Zuckerberg. I mean, but like that was a big deal to us though back then.
Yeah.
That's when Zuckerberg was cool, by the way, not like all these memes now. That's when he was like, he represented our generation that you could make it. Now everyone's kind of like, oh, actually that's weird.
Right.
But I just didn't care. Like, I didn't care. So, but John Madden, I was different. And he calmed me down because my friend Jay Short, he just couldn't care less. And he was like, dude, just relax. Like, look at him.
He was like you meeting Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, look at his clothes. Like, so I'm gonna lay it all. Long form story. So I did this. I got to meet John Madden, take a picture, and you can see right here by the picture, like, he's cool. You know, I got to take a picture with him. I got to meet Mooch. You know, we worked together, and we ended up doing this every year for 5 years, right? And I got to know Madden kind of well. Like, honestly, I don't like know him well, but like, just looking at
he
this
recognizes
man,
you.
I don't know if he does. I don't think so.
I mean, that beard grew. Maybe he didn't.
I'm just saying no, I don't think he recognizes me. I'm just saying even if you just look at this man, right, from like in the same room every year for 5 years, you get to know a lot about him. And as a film student and just a guy who loves film, I always eavesdrop. That's how you know, like, that's some real people, what they really talk about. John Madden hated everybody. He was not a people person. He sat in that same corner, and this guy has billions. He owns like half the city Mike is from. He has his own vineyards, his own wine, everything. This guy sits there in the corner, hates everybody, doesn't want to talk to anybody. But I seen him. Some Raiders coach or someone in the Raiders organization he hasn't seen for 15 to 30 years came. And this man's heart opened up. He hugged him, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like, this is like Madden's like he loved it. He was hugging the dude. He was like, "What's up, man? I haven't seen you in so long." Like, he was so happy, and I was like, "Okay." Like, it took a while for me to understand, but that's kind of how I am. Is like, I got a small circle. I hate everybody. I hate people, but it's like, you know, you have your small circle of friends and family, and I was like, you know, you don't have to be a certain way. Like, you can see this guy, he's not like faking it with the tux. The way he sounds, the way he talks with that bass in his voice, he's not cocky at all. He's like the most humble dude. So for those of you that can't see in both pictures, go back to the top one and the bottom one again. He's always wearing a wrinkled shirt that's comfortable, wrinkled pants, some hat he just finds and throws on. This dude has billion. He doesn't give a crap about what anybody thinks.
Oh yeah,
at all. And look at, like, I'm not saying like I'm mad. I'm saying that just barely knowing this guy and looking at him from across the room taught me a lot. He taught me. It's not the suit. That's not how you get dubs. It's not because you ironed your suit. It's how hard you work. It's how dope you are. It's how people love you. It's how good you are at your job. It's that's what real success is. Anybody can put on it. Anyone can buy a dope suit, rent one, or put it on layaway. How is that going to mean success? How is that going to mean W's? How is that going to equal happiness, real success? This is this man. He is dressed like the most bummiest dude in the whole room, the whole building, and there's no question about it. And like that was really good inspiration to see a dude like him not give a crap and make it and just be so good at everything he did, right? Great coach for 10 years. The game he made is groundbreaking, amazing. He wanted a realistic simulation, 11-on-11 football. made a game that number one selling game for a decade in America. And then, a best commentator ever, taught generations how to, about football, and was just, just the swag he brought to it, just the creativity, just everything was amazing. And I got to go to this event every year and do photography and videography, and we got to have a fantasy couch banner, and we got to meet Mooch. By the way, Mooch hates me, but he's the opposite of Madden too. He is outgoing, bubbly, super Italian, talks with his hands. I got to bring Mike. And so this picture is very important because this is the last year. He didn't want to take pictures with anybody. So he just told the people around him, like,
block,
tell everyone, block, exactly. Block, like block this off.
Yeah, nobody. Block for me.
And I knew, I was like, look, this is going to be one of my last times here. I'll probably get invited next year in the year. I was like, don't take anything for granted. Get one last picture so it actually looks like me, like not one that's 5 years ago. And we said, hey, can we get a picture with Matt? He's not taking pictures at this time. We're like, we're screwed. Then we seen the cheerleaders go, and the cheerleaders asked. So this is a huge event, guys, and it was insane. This is an event where they were announcing it, and I couldn't soak it in. Now I can really understand it. Every Bay Area team was at this event. I'm talking about crazy, the SaberCats and Saber Kittens. Arena football. Where are they? San Jose Saber Kittens, SaberCats. The cheerleaders are called the Saber Kittens. San Jose Sharks, San Francisco Giants, Oakland A's, Oakland Raiders, San Francisco 49ers. Like, are you kidding me?
Crazy.
They may have even invited the Kings, just Northern California.
Not it. Close, but no cigar. Close, but no invite, baby. But
I'm sorry, Kings. I tried for you.
All the dancers, everything, pro athletes, coaches, like they were GMs.
Yeah, there were a lot of athletes.
Reggie McKenzie was there. Everything. Old Couch Fam crew members. They ain't listening to this, you idiots. You took a picture with the lawn snapper and you thought it was Matt Leinart. You idiots. I'm like, he looks wide for Matt Leinart, but that was so funny. I love that they did that, and I love that I wasn't in that picture. That dude did look like Matthew Leinart, though, just like 55 pounds bigger. So the cheerleaders asked to take a picture, and they can't say no. They're like all, like Niner and Raider cheerleader. Like, you can't say no to like real cheerleaders, like in uniform. And me and Mike were like, this is our chance. By the way, me and Mike are teammates. We're like A-Rod and who's Jeter?
Derek Jeter, yeah.
Kobe and Shaq. Like we don't need to communicate much. We're on the same page. We're like, this is our chance. And then he's like, and then one of us said that, and the other agreed. And we knew this was our last chance to get the photo. So, we rushed through the brigade. It's only one dude blocking, by the way. So we rushed through, and he's like, no. I'm like, hey, bro, we're getting in. So we didn't. This is all nonverbal communication, but he knew, like, we're going behind these cheerleaders, and we're gonna take this damn photo. So we went, and this is the photo we took. That's the one with Mike, and then the first one's with me. It's the same day, and we took the photos. Boom, I took his, he took mine. And that's the last photo I got with Madden, and that was actually the last year I went because I got an invite next year, and I was like, I can't make it anyway, man. Like, this, like, thank you so much. Like, so now I'm getting invites just as a guest, and they got the best pizza there and everything. It's an Italian like bocce restaurant. So yeah, and I got to bring the crew every year. I got to bring one person or two or three. So Drew, you got to go once, right?
Yeah. This is my picture.
You talk to Mooch because Mooch is talking to everybody. He's a mover
Mooch
and
is
shaker.
Pretty friendly.
He's shaking hands. I mean, he's a bubbly person. Like, he's everywhere. He just talks with his hands.
Outgoing fella for sure.
Yeah, he gives you a compliment and also talks trash to your face, and you love it. Oh my God, it feels so great.
You don't know he's even talking mess, but he's just
talking trash. He's being a great host. So he goes and shakes at least like 150 people's hands. So Drew got to meet him, and like it was quiet right around this time. There wasn't a lot of people, so Drew got to talk to him a little bit. Did you consider talking to Madden? Did you get like what happened? Like I don't remember. You didn't get a picture with them, right?
No, I didn't. And I was actually intimidated to go up and talk to him, but there is a So when I was in middle school, let's say, I actually was going to a high school basketball game in the area I lived in. It's Monterey County, and Madden had a place down there. He lived in Carmel Valley, so he happened to show up to this all-star basketball game. It was a high school basketball game, and I remember my friend's mom brought us to the game. So we see Madden across the arena. It's just a high school basketball arena. It's nothing big, right? But you can see that he's sitting over there. He's got a couple people with him, and she basically made us go over there. So at that point, like we were like kind of getting pushed like by a mom, like go get Madden's autograph, go get Madden's autograph. So we did. So I had felt like in life, I think that like, okay, I already had this experience, although maybe I was like 10 years younger or 15 years younger. But yeah, I was intimidated when I was with you guys. I didn't feel like it was like my place. Like I didn't know him or have any familiarity with him at that point. And I didn't have a mom pushing me behind, like, go do this, go do this, go do this. So I was just like, no, I think I'll just hang tight.
Yeah.
So that's my recollection of it.
It's intimidating. Yeah, it's intimidating.
Yeah. No, I feel
I wouldn't have met him when I was a kid if my friend's mom hadn't pushed me.
And I can tell you, he hated signing those things for you. By the way.
Oh yeah, we got his autograph then, and then.
But your kids, he can't say it's hard to.
That's
say
true.
No
he can't say no.
Yeah, but he is like trust me, I know I'm good enough to know
his signature is one of a kind though. I mean, it's just beautiful. If you look at like the scribbling, I actually saw another autograph from my mom. Actually, her mom. My grandma was a cocktail waitress in Oakland in the 70s. She worked at a bar, and all the Oakland Raiders used to go in there. So like Jim Otto, Ken Stabler, I mean, you name it. Like I think Willie Brown was there. So she has an autograph book of all the signatures from the Oakland Raiders, right? So what I did is I was flipping through this book at one point one day, and I was looking at all the signatures, and I remember telling my mom, I said, that one looks really cool. And I was like 7, 8 years old. So she was like, oh, that's John Madden's signature. And I remember that signature. It's just like the big J comes back with the M. And then also you would see it on the video game. You would see his signature on the video game. So I could tell you, Hussein and I have owned every single Madden there is. I mean, from like the first original, I can't remember. I think it was Super Nintendo. I owned games on Sega, PlayStation. I mean, I still have every Madden stacked on my shelf just over here on the right. So, I mean,
nice.
So I kept going, and because I kind of became a fiction, like I was cool with the cheerleaders and everything, and the people. Like I've been there, every year, and so everyone was cool. And the main guy who brought me in, so Jay Short, he kind of got tired of doing it because he felt like the guy kept asking him for favors. I mean, there's not necessarily been paid jobs, just out of this Madden scope, and he don't care about Madden. But me, I'm like, I'm not screwing this up. Like, this guy knows people. Like, he works with the Raiders. Like, he knows people. Like, I'm not screwing it up. Like, anytime this guy called, I would always pick up. And he began liking me. And he's like, yeah, Jay Shorts, doesn't pick up the phone in this. I'm like, I get why, but like, I'll pick up the phone. Like, I will pick up the phone, dog. Like, I'm not squat. Like, this is the type of stuff you live for. And so also, guys, when an opportunity comes, know it's an opportunity and don't screw up and pick up the phone. All right. That's how, like, you just never know. Yeah. It's sometimes a 1 in a million chance. And that's another thing. Sometimes people screw that. They don't know it's that 1 in a million chance right there across the door. You just got to leave it open. And so John Madden gave me a signed wine bottle.
Nice.
That is a beauty.
Something else. I got like a Madden backpack. And then this is the best one here. This
25th edition.
25th edition, Barry Sanders edition, Madden 25, signed by the legend himself. Like, I mean, it's
and you don't even play Xbox.
I mean,
no, I'm just saying at the time we all played PlayStation. I remember giving Hussein a hard time and said, why is it on an Xbox?
I don't care if there's even a disc in here. Who cares? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not playing this game, dude. So this
it was great.
Signed copy by John. I have a signed copy of his wine too, a wine bottle from his vineyard, and a bunch of other stuff he gave me. This is definitely the best thing. And so, like, yeah, man, it was pretty crazy. And I don't know what else can I say about. I got other stuff to talk about for sure, like regarding this. But is there any questions you guys had about John Madden or Mooch? I think I'm forgetting stuff.
Well, I do remember you did a lot of video work for them, right? So where did those videos actually get played? Was it on their website, I believe, or you did a recap video for them, or I know you did photos, but what was the exact project that you were doing? Like, was it, because you've made a lot of
That
corporate
wasn't really
videos.
important. Like it was like a simple video for their website, and I made their
Okay.
website for the charity event, Madden Mooch Bocce charity.
Because you've done a lot of that corporate video stuff and website
Yeah,
work.
so I was working with the guy, like I was helping him with social media. I designed the website, I updated the website. Like I started becoming good friends with the guy who hired Jay Short in the first place.
Nice.
I helped him with everything. Like I said, I always picked up the phone. I'm never gonna squander this opportunity. I'm telling you, like you guys, like you think it sounds crazy, but like there's opportunities out there that come 1 in a million, and people really don't
Just gotta take 'em, right?
understand it. Yeah, they don't understand it. Like, oh, I've done this before. See how me and Mike took that photo, and that might seem dumb to people, but I mean that photo means a lot to me, and I'm very proud of myself that I didn't take anything for granted. I knew I'd be back next year and the year after, but I was like, I might not either, and I wasn't. That was the last time I saw John Madden. And yeah, man, it means a lot to me. He taught me a lot, even just looking at him from across the room. That was like my most interaction with John Madden. But like I said, I looked up to him. I did it. Growing up, I had two idols, right? Mac Dre and John Madden. I wanted to work with both of them.
R.I.P.
Drew,
Mac Dre and Madden.
R.I.P.
Right.
both.
Nice.
Mac Dre passed. I couldn't work with him anymore. And
that was the
terrible.
saddest day in the Bay.
It was. I mean,
for
it
a
was
long time.
Yeah, it was a very sad day. And then,
The Halloween night.
it was a pipe dream anyway. But like, I was like, all right, well, I'm never, I realized it later. I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to have the chance to work with Mac Dre as a music producer. But Drew had a friend that rapped. He was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't like, let's just face, he wasn't really going anywhere. Not really because of talent, but maybe because he was just way too underground, maybe a little lazy. But he was, he had talent. Like he was cool and a very cool dude, Rico. And he was signed to Mac Dre's Best Friends label. And so, it's essentially the same story I'm about to go into. So Drew says, hey, I know the guy who makes beats. That's me. I showed him. He loved it. He showed his friends. And then he showed the guy who ran the record label. Then the guy who ran the record label, that's Mac Dre's best friend. He comes out with the album called The Underdog and Mac Dre. So, it's a 50-50 album. And I have the first track on there, the hot single. So boom, like I said, doesn't matter how you get there. I ended up working with Mac Dre, R.I.P., after he passed away. So
that was cool, by the way. That was really
cool. I mean, you never think you'd achieve that dream. And in a weird way, you kind of achieved it. And like I said, I worked with John Madden. And, we remember, Drew, we were you talked about that autograph. So I got to tell this story now, too. We're walking to an XFL game. No, what is that? What MFL? What was it called? What was that league called with Dante Culpepper and Dominic Rhodes? Sacramento Mountain Lions. No, Sacramento.
XFL,
we went to this game, Sacramento Mountain Lions.
Oh my God, I can't.
It's called MFL or something. It was a league.
Sacramento Mountain Lions.
Yeah, Google Sacramento Mountain Lions and then put up and then see what league they were in. I'm pretty sure it's called.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
No, it might not be. Probably not MFL. What's the name of the league, Drew?
United Football League, UFL.
UFL.
Lasted for hot. It was so hot for one game. Swear. First game was so hot. Anyways, me and
Hornet
everyone.
Football Stadium.
Everyone went, right? Dante Culpepper's there. So this is Sacramento. So Uriah Faber, he's huge in Sacramento. He's a Sacramento kid. That's how they always introduce. He's always doing like halftimes. So it's halftime, right? Uriah Faber tries to kick a field goal, it's this big thing. And then the second guy to kick a field goal and do the halftime show, whatever, stupid like circus kid shows going on at halftime, was a big basketball player. And when we were walking, we saw him. And I have no facial recognition, but Drew or someone else was like, hey, I think it was Dio who spotted him. He said, hey, I think that's Tyreek Evans, Sacramento Kings Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Basketball. Drew's like, oh,
I think it was Dio.
It sounds, that sounds like his personality. He would spot him. So he spotted him, and then you guys confirmed, like, okay, that is Tyreek. I mean, first of all, he's 6'6", walking, so it's pretty obvious, like, that's it, right? And
he's towering over most
yeah,
people.
and
Right.
I mean, like, it's a UFL, like, it made all the boxes check, like, that was, and then once I even looked at it, it's just, I'm okay, yeah, that's Tyreek. Even though I can't recognize anyone, like, that's it, Tyreek Evans, Sacramento Kings Rookie of the Year. Drew's like, man, go up to, like, ask him for an autograph, or like get him like to, like, say something for Fantasy Couch. I was like, man, leave him alone. Like, we're gonna hound him. I was like, you never know. I was like, one day we could just be chilling man to man, just talking, like, regular, and like, that's the day, like, I would do it. Right now is, like, not the time, like, to do it. I'm gonna fast forward 3 years later. I'm at Tyreek Evans' house.
Yep.
I know it's like, I'm cool with this brother. Like, I'm at the house and I do an interview with Tyreek Evans, and there's like this weird doll that's next. The video's still up. It's kind of cringe. He's making fun of the Chiefs and stuff. We're talking football. He's a Steelers fan. So it's crazy. You never know what's gonna happen.
Then Jimmer Fredette came along. Used to have 3-point shooting contest. Mike did with
Jimmer
and then
Fredette. Mike Fredette challenged Jimmer Fredette, one of the best basketball players in college history, to a 3-point contest. That video's up too. Mike lost. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, dude is insane.
Yeah, Jimmer can shoot.
That's tough.
Yeah,
and nobody's in his face, especially.
Yeah.
Sacramento Mountain Lions, man, you're bringing me back, dude.
They had
crazy.
4
seasons.
UFL.
If anybody wants to know, they were from 2009 to 2012.
Oh, and then so Drew has this friend Dio. He drinks too much. He's loudmouth. He's a character though. Like he still
does. I saw him recently.
He's very fun to hang around until he has like that last beer. Then you want to leave him stranded for sure. You want to exit. Yeah,
I left fast when I saw him last time, honestly.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's the type. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing now that we're like way older. This is like way back in the day when it wasn't like somewhat acceptable behavior.
Yeah.
It was like still in college. Anyway, so Dio, and he comes, you got to find this guy's name. Dio sees another guy at the game. He's like, oh my God, and then he says the dude's name, and he says, that's the Wizinator guy. And so there's, I guess, this college, Shushan, you might know. There's this huge running back, like big time, like could be the first running back selected in the draft, but he got caught with a Wizinator, which is like some device with fake pee.
Ontario Smith.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there it is.
He's from Sacramento, by the way.
This guy says it to his face, like loud, really loud. And so he's like, the guy's like, yeah, that's me. Like that. He was pissed. If
he was a 4th-round pick in 2003, if anybody cares to know, by the Minnesota Vikings.
He would have been first.
Wow.
4th round, and he has fake pee in his pants.
He went to Grant High, which we know Grant High had produced a couple good players. Dante Stallworth for one.
Bro, that was he got caught with the Wizinator.
Yeah, Grant won the state title one year when we were. It was years ago, but it was a good game. They beat Snoop Dogg's team, I think it was, or something like that. Anyways,
if nobody was there, there is a chance that dude would have beat up Dio, because he was very like that's the thing, you can't ignore it, because like Dio, bro, he's so annoying and loud, like. He's such a character. He just he said the whole line. Like he was like
he doesn't stop talking.
He was gonna be 1st round pick. Got caught with the Wizinator. Like he said the whole name, and like, everyone's there. Like, yeah, like he said it like as loud as possible, and it's like the dude's like, yes, that's me, the Wizinator guy.
I can't believe we pulled that right now. I just literally Googled college running back and I typed Wizinator, and Ontario Smith is literally the first person on Google.
Really? If Dio like got his S together, like he would probably be a great contributor to Fantasy Couch, but he doesn't, and like he'd be a terrible contributor to Fantasy Couch. We need reliable people like Suchet. Like because that guy's like a walking almanac. I mean, that guy, he's spotting Tyreek Evans. He's he's like, I got a Wizinator too, like showing everybody. Like he is kind of like Rafi, huh? In the league, Dio.
Yeah,
I would definitely say Rafi.
He's rambunctious. He says anything that comes to his mind. He knows a lot though. Like Hussein said, he's like a walking almanac. He knows so much about any sport, honestly. He could tell you about basketball, local sports, hockey. I mean, his biggest sport is baseball, so don't test him on that. He's gonna wreck
that's
you.
pretty
Baseball
crazy.
expert,
Like,
for sure.
yeah, dude, I believe because just that day alone, like, he's like Uriah Faber, Tyreek Evans, Wizinator, like, just like, is that Dominic Rhodes? Like, he knew everybody. I was like, oh crap, that is the Colts running back. Yeah, we watched the game with Dante Culpepper and Dominic Rhodes, Colts running back and kick returner. So yeah, and yeah, guys, I guess I'm gonna end that John Madden story there. But what I really wanted to say, the same thing. You never know how you're gonna achieve your goals when, and you never know what doors open up. So like, I do Fantasy Couch. This is my job. It doesn't make a ton of money, and still I'm very fortunate. Like, this opened up a lot of doors for me. Like, it opened up crypto, right? So crypto company comes out, they're doing fantasy sports. They reach out to 20 people, including me. I hop on, right? So now I know what the heck a Bitcoin is. This is way back in the day. This happens like a million times, right? John Madden, like that wasn't a Fantasy Couch thing. That wasn't a fantasy football thing. But because I did that door opened up. Because I got skills, that door opened up. And you just never know. And that's what I live for, man. I live for the big ticket, whether it's winning in DFS or drafters or Monkey Knife Fight.
Selling a Top Shot moment.
Yeah, NFTs are big, right. or getting to meet John Madden, which is way bigger than any of those things. That's something that I can remember my entire life, and tell people. And look, RIP to John Madden, the legend. I was playing his video game, then I did Fantasy Couch, and I looked up to him a lot. And there won't be anyone like him at all. If you guys didn't watch All Madden, make sure you do check it out. Documentary film about him. I mean, it was amazing, and it hit really hard. It came out right before his death, and that just hit hard. It was hard to watch, but I couldn't stop watching it once it came out.
One last thing I do want to say about this though is that Hussein actually has a turducken at our draft party. You guys have probably seen on the videos. So that is a homage to the great John Madden having a turducken at the draft party.
Thanks for bringing that up. So this year, nothing was set in stone, but I have a really cool plan to do something other than a turducken, something really cool. But but he passed.
Give me the turducken.
But he passed, and so we made it. Now this is set in stone. This will be the last turducken we have.
Nice.
Ever and that draft party. So it's going to be the most epic turducken ever. We're going to take a picture with it, and that's real paying homage to John Madden here.
All right, let's move on to the ad read. I'll let you go ahead and do this. You got it.
All right, guys. So Monkey Knife Fight, love to play on there. Couch Fam loves to play on there. Daily fantasy sports, but it's player props. It's super simple to play. You just got to pick which players are going to do well Sunday or Saturday or Monday in this case. So here's my. It's
going to be a great weekend.
Here's my playoffs, baby. Here's my picks for this week. And we'll answer all the questions. We have one question here, dire question. We'll answer that. So my pick this week is going to be the touchdown dance. We're going with the Niners Cowboys game, the game we're most excited to watch. Deebo Samuel, Eli Mitchell, and Zeke. The usage on these guys are really good, especially Mitchell and Deebo Samuel. I'm seeing Deebo getting a lot of targets, seeing him getting a lot of efficient carries run. Too. Yeah, it's great. Really good carries. Scoring a lot of touchdowns. And then Zeke, he's just like that guy who never leaves, man. He's always there. He's always getting rushes. And he's going to probably be the goal line back. And Vegas has this as a high-scoring game. So I'm picking this. If you guys want to take it a step further, go dabble in that Bengals-Raiders game. I think there'll be a lot of touchdowns in that game as well.
That should be a high-scoring one, I'm thinking, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So all you guys got to do is follow the link below in the description. Head on over to Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code COUCH. And, just go to new game. Select the Niners-Cowboys game. Touchdown dance. And you can use my picks if you want. And enter $5 for free. You're going to get free $5. If you're a new user, use my promo code. Get
plus a deposit
$45
match.
and 100% deposit match up to $100. Follow the link. Use promo code Couch. Good luck on Monkey Knife Fight. If Chris Smooth is still here, he's been killing it on
he
Monkey
has.
Knife
Oh,
Fight. He's
yeah?
just been destroying it. Yeah, I think he's got. I can't tell you how much money he's got because I don't know if he gets robbed.
This is Chris's comment. He says Chase,
Ooh,
Jacobs,
Jacobs,
and
Mixon.
Mixon is a sexy lineup for
Not gonna
Monkey
lie,
Knife Fight.
I put that one in too, but for the ad read, I'm gonna try to. I always try to keep it short. I hate when I do a long, like when I'm giving people a million picks, but I have put that one in too.
Okay, let's go to your. You said you wanted to answer this question for MJ23. It says if you find time, or let's just read it.
Don't
So
read the first sentence. Yes.
Dak Prescott over under 275 yards, I'm assuming, and Jimmy G over under 225 yards. Need betting advice. Need advice.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say that bad word. Who's listening though? Huh? Who's
What
listening?
did Jimmy G go for last week against the Rams?
You looked that
he
up.
threw for
Drew.
over 300, I believe, but let me check it
Over
out.
300.
Dak
Dak on the over. What do you
Dak
think?
will go over, and Jimmy G will go over. Over on Jimmy G even stronger actually. So Dak's gonna throw about 285, 87 rush pass yards. Sorry, Jimmy G's gonna get 262 pass yards. So
I like it. 262. Very exact.
all right, put up
So
Smooth's
he had 316 yards passing last game. He had 1 touchdown, 2 interception, 71.9% completion percentage.
and one hell of a sexy drive at the end.
Oh yeah.
Tom Brady light, baby.
This is Chris reporting. He says, I've turned $20 into $523 through 10 weeks of playing MKF TD Dance.
Not gonna lie, Chris Smalls, that sounds like a lie though. So it just I mean, you know, it's one of those things you hear on a commercial and it sounds fake. I know it's true.
Nah, it could be legit. Seems legit. Yeah.
Well, he posted
post in the
Discord
captain channel. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he posted every week. I know it's true. I'm just saying, like, that sounds like some fake, you know, BS. You know, it sounds like a Jenny Craig ad. Like, I lost 300 pounds. Showed off those jeans. Like, no, I used to be me. 2 of me can fit in here.
Oh, man.
I can fit, everyone in this podcast can hop in. Yeah, that's not, I'm a very self-aware guy. That's all I'm saying. I know that sounds like BS. But
so
it's
another
it's true.
question.
He has won that. He's very successful on MK. We have a lot of fun.
Sure.
We have a lot of fun on Monkey Knife.
He's fitting a lot of money into those pants, let's just say. So MJ comes back. He says, MJ23 will say, will Debo go for 2 touchdowns total over under?
Well, I mean, I have to say
I have to go under,
if
right?
I have to
It's got to be 1.5, right? Like you can't give
that's
it
more
2 because then it's
better.
either 3 or 1.
Yeah, it
so
is a
let's
good
say
point.
1.
Yeah, we're just assuming it's 1.5. Yeah.
So he's saying, yeah, he's got.
He's saying
right.
2,
1 or 2.
Will he get more than 1 touchdown? That's what he's saying, and I'll say he gets only 1. But if he gets 2, Monkey Knife Fight. Here we go.
Dang,
Furious George, talk to me. That's Furious George right here. Talk to me, baby. Show me. I think money.
Kittle needs to get in there, and Eli can get in there. I think we can.
Eli Mitchell needs to get in. He's gonna get 30 touches.
Oh yeah.
Get them.
Safe pick. Nice pick.
Get off the ad. Get off that. What are we talking about? Show a picture of it. Show us something sexy. Yeah, show us.
You don't want to move on yet, do you? Do you want to move on to our next topic?
Let it just chill there. Yeah, let it marinate. Let him
All
see.
Right.
Let him see that. Let him see the sexiness. But yeah, Chris Smooth says Flex Seal, OxyClean. OxyClean. What does that do?
It's the same infomercial type of situation, I think.
Yeah, I just don't know the product. I know ShamWow. That's a wrap. You know, Flex Seal. You
ShamWow.
Seal the boat, and then you can swim with sharks and you don't fall. Like, that's Flex Seal. I don't OxyClean. I know, like, yeah, I don't remember what it exactly.
It cleans out. It's detergent, like laundry detergent.
God, that sounds boring. I'd rather
cleans everything
OxyClean.
super white, supposedly.
I'd rather Flex Seal and ShamWow it. I don't know. I don't think we need OxyClean.
Flex Seal's
God,
here, I guess.
this guy's just putting together like a big parlay. I think and I feel like we're gonna let him down because this is just one big parlay. He's like filling out the parlay right now, and he's on his phone asking me like every part of the parlay.
Every single
let's go
individual
through
pick
this.
here.
Dude, you know it's hard to hit, right?
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm gonna
really
give
hard.
you the sensible answers, what the algorithms and projections and what I'm gonna give you sensible answers. You know it's football. You know crazy things happen. That's almost a guarantee. We're gonna see something crazy this week.
So do you want to answer all three of these?
Yeah,
There's
of course.
three of them. Okay, so we got
this is a real
Jalen
guy
Hurts will
here.
throw 0 interceptions, over or under. I think
Over.
he's saying can't be under.
Let's go
I'm
with the
saying over.
iron. So here's why I'm saying over with Sushane is Eagles will be behind. He will be in a situation that's uncomfortable and have to throw. And so can he make that Jimmy G, Tom Brady drives at the end with just throwing? That's going to be tough. So I do foresee an interception.
Okay, Brady will throw 2 touchdowns, over or under.
Just I don't have to look at anything. It's
Over.
Tom Brady, baby. Yeah, exactly.
Tom Brady playoff magic. Oh yeah.
You had me at Brady. Next.
Exactly.
Next on the parlay. Let's next on this long ticket. I already know.
This guy's in a line in Vegas right now, like filling it out. Last
Yeah.
one is over under Josh Allen, 250 yards. The weather
Passing?
could play
Wait.
a factor here.
I just have to know for sure if it's passing. Good thing you
Because
said
you think he'll run 250
Yeah, that's true.
yards.
No. Could. I mean, you can put money on anything, so it could be. I just need to know if it's for sure pass. It could be total. It could be total. That's all.
Good point.
Let's
good
assume
point.
it's passing.
It
Let's
is
assume
passing.
that.
I want the guy to say the word passing is all. Like that's all. I'm just asking. While I'm looking it up, I asked him a question. He'll get back to me. NFL weather. What the heck's so funny, dog? What's so funny?
Oh, you just
I
said
just think
pass.
it's great. He did say pass though. I pulled that up.
Yeah, he's gonna he wants the answers from me.
He's
so
in line
gonna
right
answer.
now at the
he's in
the
line.
bookie.
So the
supposed
weather
to be chilly in Buffalo according to
weather
Kale.
great though. 4-mile-an-hour winds. Oh yeah, very cold. 4 degrees. My God, that is cold. Let's
That's
just make
not
it
fun.
good. Yeah, but 4
No.
4-mile-an-hour winds. And who are they playing? The Patriots. I mean, my projections are showing he's gonna throw around 249 yards. Can you leave that one off the?
Oh my God.
I'd say leave that one
Oh
off.
my God.
Yeah.
He's
Right there,
okay.
huh?
So
Yeah,
MJ, did you hear that? He said leave this one off the parlay.
Don't
just
touch
avoid
this.
that one for
don't
sure.
touch that.
Altogether.
This
Oh,
man's gonna
boy.
have like
49,
249 to 252 yards. Like it's too close. Too
That
close
is,
to comfort.
yeah. Wow.
Okay, one more for the parlay. Sorry, one more. Pat Mahomes over under 300 yards. Oh boy, pull that up.
300 for Mahomes.
Well, if I had to pick, I'm gonna go under. I think he'll be right around 289 yards, and that's if I had to pick. But it is Patrick Mahomes, but definitely would go.
Steelers
under
defense
if
is
I
pretty
had
good,
to.
but yeah, it's Mahomes.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if they're that good. I don't think they're that good.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Roethlisberger thinks otherwise, but that's neither here nor there.
What about this?
Oh, Benny boy.
Just we don't have to read the B word. That's good.
Couch. He says he won 2,500 this year. Only
Put
with
in
$40.
40. Yeah.
Not bad.
Oh,
Not
and
bad.
now
That
he
sounds
corrects,
like Couch.
Oh,
now he
400.
corrects himself with
Oh, that's pretty good,
400, so it doesn't seem fake. That's still great though. That's
Well,
like
he-
6x, right? What is that? 20. That
He
is
made it more realistic with the
6.25.
400.
Yeah, 6.25x your original investment. Dare we call it an investment? But that's my whole life though. My whole life is taking risks, is going out on a limb, getting really close to the edge and then pulling off a win the last minute. That's been the story of my life. Oh my God. He is in line with a long ticket
This guy's at the Luxor Casino right now in line trying to get his bets in. Oh, he's got one more.
Love to
Pats
see it.
or Bills?
He's got one more. Here we go.
He said
Pats or Bills, just no.
He said
no
Pats
plus
are
or
going to win
minus?
19-7.
I don't
1917.
Money line, Pats or Bills? What are you
Makes
taking?
I mean, the Bills are gonna for sure win.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Smos
the
is
Bills
still
are
here.
Ooh, I don't know
gonna
I don't know about the Bills are going to for sure win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
don't
giving
like
the
the
guy
Patriots.
sensible answers here.
That's true.
I already told you, like, literally anything can happen, but he wants to know, like, those are my sensible thoughts. Like, obviously, like, a lot of times I'm gonna be wrong, and we're gonna watch this weekend, and we're gonna be like, wow, can you believe that just happened? It's gonna have like that. That is gonna like at least one game is gonna be like that. Like, what the heck just happened?
I think he says
Who's the
Brain
Patriots
is
fan?
going against Bill Belichick.
Nothing against
greatest.
Belichick. Belichick is the GOAT. I love Belichick, but I mean, that doesn't mean that the Bills can't win. I think the Bills will win. I think they'll get this dub. It's gonna be a hard win though. Like it's gonna you're gonna have to grind it out with the Patriots. They're not gonna let you off easy, but I think the Bills will get it
It's going to
done.
be a nice
man.
game. Good playoff
Is it
game.
going to be a body bag game? Like Mr. Kittle
I think it's going to have a little bit of everything. It's going to have a coach off, right? Like chess game going on. It's going to be quarterbacks. It's going to be
Dabble versus Belichick, basically.
And then we're going to see, I think one thing here is we're going to see Devin Singletary. Now he's got the role. I've always been a fan of his, kind of like not like a tier 1 type of player, but now Singletary seems to have that RB1 role, that kind of workhorse role there. And I mean, can he do anything against the Patriots? Because they don't have a big run game. So that's tough. It's going to be hard for Josh Allen or Singletary or any other Bills to run on the Patriots. Patriots have great defense and the Bills don't run well. So, we're going to have it's going to be all on Josh Allen. So,
well, Judon might make it feel a little bit of pressure back there. Judon being the pass rusher for the Pats.
Yeah, Matthew Judon. Yeah,
he's been pretty darn good this season.
He's been on
Josh
fire this year. All right, we'll move on. Don't read Chris's comment. It's nonsense. Don't.
No, I won't.
No one's saying that Singletary is great. Like I'm not. That definitely wasn't the point of my whole speech, as to get Singletary to the Hall of Fame, or even MVP voting. Yeah, that wasn't. That was. I know he's gonna probably have a long day against the Patriots. Like that's probably how it's gonna be like for sure.
Oh my gosh,
Micah Parsons. I don't even know what he's asking. The answer is Micah Parsons, baby.
I mean,
I didn't even know the question.
A little bit more polished here. Let's be honest. Micah Parsons still a rookie.
But what is he even asking? What is this even? You don't even know what he's asking. I'm thinking he's asking MVP voting.
They're both for MVP.
I'm just. You don't know what he's asking.
That's true. I guess
I'm saying. What are you? He could be asking an IDP. He could be adding another leg to the.
That's true, right?
This guy thinks. Look, I'm Hussein the Brain, but this guy thinks my brain's way big. Like I am not a psychic dude. I do not have a crystal ball. Like I take risks.
He does have a set of algorithms, though.
Yeah,
he does have the algorithms.
Sometimes they blow up in your face. I get stuff wrong. Like I don't have a crystal ball. Okay, like I have a way of doing stuff that's been good, but like I mean, it's only accurate to a certain degree, right? And then there's the Jags Colts game. Like, what are you gonna do there? I'm not going to rank Jonathan Taylor number 1. Like, of course I'm going to rank Jonathan Taylor as an RB1. Is he the RB1 that week? No. Jags say no. Jags say no. He will not be the RB1.
Jags say no.
Right,
well, should we transition?
Yes. We're going to the next segment here. It's the Sushane and Debbie Drew segment. Not going to be too long, but we want to break this up. And I mean, this was a good podcast. It was long, and we talked about a lot of stuff. So next week, we'll plan on next week. Next week, we will do quarterbacks, 2022 rookie quarterback class in terms of dynasty fantasy football. This week, right now, we're doing 2022 tight end rookie draft class. Take it away.
So yeah, I'll just start off by kind of giving a heads up at this tight end class. I mean, talking to Sushane, who's kind of known around the Discord as our tight end guru, he's not really into it. And he's going to tell you why here in a moment. But we just want you to kind of understand that this tight end class is not something that you're going to be really looking forward to. You may get one or two gold mines, let's say, someone who can actually make an impact at the NFL level. But the majority of these guys will probably fall by the wayside after a few years in the NFL if they make it that far. So I'm going to just start off by kind of giving you guys the first two people on our first two players on our list. We've got Jalen Weidermeier from Texas A&M, and we got Trey McBride from Colorado State. We got 6'5" Jalen Weidermeier, who's more known as a blocker, for example. He did have 40 receptions, over 500 yards last season. And then you look on the other side, Trey McBride is a guy who obviously can catch the ball. He had over 1,100 yards last season on 90 catches. Now, he only did get in the end zone one time, but the production, like you're saying, is definitely there. He led all D1 tight ends in receptions and receiving yards, just to kind of segue into what Sushane wants to talk about next.
Yeah, so just what you were saying to introduce this, I just wanted to put that in a little more context, right? You were saying that I'm not too excited about the tight end class. Well, let's take a look at this here. Just take a step back for a moment. So 2022 NFL draft is going to be about 250-ish players or so, incoming rookies coming in. More than half of them are just going to fail anyway. It's going to be complete busts. So of the ones that do kind of make it, half of them are still defensive, some are offensive on top of that, right? So it's going to be pretty difficult to find offensive guys in general, like for fantasy football, like the skill position players, because in this class, the best guys, the best prospects available are on defense, offensive line, positions that are not for fantasy football. And then on top of that, of the skill positions that are available, we mentioned last week, wide receiver is probably the strength of the class, at least as of now. And then behind wide receiver, maybe next. We talked about them a couple weeks back. And then I feel like most people who do kind of follow what's going on with 2022 and the rookies and everything, the incoming class and everything, it's kind of widely known now that the quarterback class is not too strong. But the tight end class as a whole might just be even worse than that. It could be the worst group of all of the skill positions, and could be the worst group in every single, in terms of like including linebackers and defensive ends and tackles and everything. It could be one of the worst of all in this incoming draft, right? With that being said, though, tight ends are still impactful players, and you see all the time, every year, a couple teams are going to take a shot on tight end, even in round one, right? Just because for the fact that, hey, if you get the best tight end, like you can get the top tight end or the top player on your draft board at a position. Walk away.
Also, you got tight end premiums pretty popular.
Yeah, tight end premium too.
Well, so that's when you see people reach a lot more for.
No, I'm saying in the NFL draft, right? You would say like a couple teams.
Oh,
NFL GMs,
draft. Right.
Yeah.
People are taking them round one, like just so you can get, like, it's a 32-man draft technically, right? There's 32 teams, so you can just get the top guy, the top player at a position. Like that's still.
They really do. Like you really do that, regardless of the. You're just talking about. It doesn't matter if it's tight end. NFL GMs really do that. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the number one.
Komet was the first tight end taken a couple years back by the
but
Bears.
You liked
round 2.
him.
And I know.
But you liked him
Yeah.
though. You didn't say. See, it's all in hindsight. Yeah, you can say. But you were a big Komet supporter as a prospect in his first year. You know, because he's a rookie, giving him slack. But like, I mean, he didn't seem that bad as a prospect.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't overly high on him either. You know.
So he went round 2.
I don't know.
He went round 2.
Yeah, he went round 2.
So you're saying now it's too early? Is that too? That's too early for a guy like Komet.
That's probably about right for a guy like Komet, because I mean, round 2 is like, I mean, he's still upside to him. He's not totally terrible, I don't think. But I mean, that's neither here nor there, I guess. So there's that, right? one reason that you should take a tight end, or not should, but could take a tight end just to get the top guy, right? But there's also a couple who maybe they're worth that late round 1 price in terms of just looking at 2022, right? So the first guy that could be taken in the late round 1 of the NFL draft, Drew was mentioning Jalen Weidermeier. And Drew, what were you saying his statistics were this year again?
So he had 40 catches, 515 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. Just as a note, he had 18 total touchdowns in 3 seasons. So that's not bad. He's a decent red zone target for sure. But I remember we talked earlier in the season, and he is definitely someone who's a willing blocker from what I remember.
Yeah, so willing blocker, the play strength is definitely going to translate to the NFL. The blocking, well, there is some refinements that need to be made with his blocking technique, to be honest with you, right? The hand placement needs to improve. And then he makes a lot of mental mistakes, mental errors. And I'm not talking about like flags, right? I'm just talking about like, you're sometimes in the protection scheme, you just cover the wrong guy. Maybe you just miss your man, or you're supposed to go low on him, but you go high and then just use the wrong techniques. A lot of mental mistakes, right? So there's some stuff technical stuff he needs to fix in his blocking game. But in terms of the play strength, should be good, right? In terms of his usage and what I'm thinking he's going to be more of like a possession chain mover, wide slot tight end, receiving mainly. And that's more because of, again, like he is a big, kind of freak of nature build, like one of those Njoku type guys, right? I actually compared him to a couple of Bengals tight ends, actually, Drew Sample and Jermaine Gresham, both of whom were, kind of, I mean, they can block, right? But Drew Sample's not that great, but there was a couple of seasons, I know, not last year, but I guess 2 seasons ago, and then Jermaine Gresham back in the day, they were, running routes vertically and all that stuff, right? A couple of weaknesses, though, aside from his blocking, technical, everything like that, right? Below average route runner, and his speed is just kind of average, not that great. In terms of where you're going to take him in your rookie draft, he's probably going to go somewhere in the 2nd round, maybe 3rd round. If I were you, I would probably wait till round 3. Just make sure, like once all of those other guys, like even the tier 2 and like the tier 3, maybe even guys, maybe that's when I'd pounce on Jalen Weidermeier.
So then you got Trey McBride. Yeah.
Right. So on the other side here, we got Trey McBride. He is a new guy, a high riser, if you will, like a this year type of boom. And just he's burst onto the scene. You want to say that, right? Man, if we're talking about blocking, you guys know George Kittle and how he's like a aggressive maniac type of blocker. That's the same type of blocking. Same type of blocking is here. So there's a lot to be excited
that's
there.
A great combination then.
Oh yeah, definitely. But also but also he's got the polished pass catching skills as well.
I was going to say, with the receiving skills. Yeah, no, I was just going to add to what you were saying.
Yes. Both of those, strong hands, contact balance. He can contort his body and kind of move around, the good ball tracking, that elite flashes that we see. Could be interesting, right? So I did compare him kind of again, this is more of like his absolute upside, like, if you just perfect situation, everything works out, the stars align, right? I was thinking he could be like a more lumbery version of like a George Kittle, right? And in terms of what he's going to mean, what he's going to bring to you in fantasy football, I feel like he's kind of similar to Tommy Tremble, right? I told Cabs, what I thought of Tommy Tremble last year is either he's going to be a stud, really good, tight end 1, fixture for your dynasty roster, whatever, or just a dud tight end, DUD dud. So that's the same thing with Trey McBride here, right? Either he can be just another roster, space waster, I guess. And then same thing, right? So if he's the guy who's taken late round 1 or early round 2 in the NFL draft, probably take him in the second round. I will say maybe take him in the late second instead of wait for the third, because he does offer a little bit more upside rather than for Weidermeier. I was just going to say wait for sure round 3. So that's basically these two guys in a nutshell, I would say.
Yeah, and I definitely think that you're right. Waiting to the end of round 2 for either one of these guys is the best move to make. Don't get happy or worried about taking a tight end in this class necessarily. If you get the chance and you can take him at the end of round 2 or early round 3, then fire away.
What about this? Like, I kind of have a rule: don't really take any rookie tight end if it's not tight end premium in dynasty.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely be good advice in this class. But I mean, there's also like when you're in round 4, let's say people follow that, right? No one's taking a tight end.
Okay, but the chance that one of these two will fall to round 4, give me a percentage. Even just one out of these two. One, So you'll be extremely lucky. Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, if you're round 4, I'll draft like anything. I'll draft like a cat or something. Maybe this animal here. Like,
I'll take Drew's cat with the 402.
Yeah, you mean the cat. Yeah,
he's feisty, man.
Remember the black cat in the Cowboys game? Like that dude was.
Yeah,
like so.
It's true.
I'll take the Georgia Bulldog. He was falling asleep halfway through the national title game, so I don't know if he can make it a full game.
Man, he's just like a spot player. But yeah, I mean, I feel like people reach for him too much, but that's why I do push. I make all these like TikToks and YouTube videos and podcasts are like, hey, these are my dynasty settings. Like if you have super flex and tight end premium, it makes things really freaky. This is the type of stuff I don't excel at. I haven't nailed this and got the hang of it quite yet. That's why I love it. It is challenging to me to draft in these scenarios because I don't know. Like, I don't want to draft a quarterback, but I need a quarterback though. Like, can I trade for one? Or do I just bite the bullet and reach for one in the draft? That's what Superflex. And then now you got tight end premium where the data shows that, hey, you could really like start a tight end in the flex, like, because it could work out. Like they get a lot more fantasy points. So that, throws another wrench. Like now a guy like Kyle Pitts could go number 1 overall in a rookie draft, and rightfully so. Like there's no argument against that. Like there's a very good argument that you could have took Kyle Pitts number 1 overall in tight end premium. So
I took him 4th overall in our tight end premium captains league. So just for context,
that's super flex though too.
No, it's tight end premium and super flex. You're right.
Yeah. So Trevor Lawrence is often, he was the chosen one. He's like at least as good as Andrew Luck if you're going back in time and looking
prospect
at it.
status.
Yeah. And so it's like, I mean, you got him at a steal though. There's no denying that because I have him as a top 2. I had him as a top 2 heading in with the tight end premium super flex. Like I'd go Trevor Lawrence and then Kyle. I don't know how he fell that far, but
yeah, I took him.
It went Lawrence, Fields, Lance, Pitts. That's how that draft went.
So the guy chilling at 5, he got Chase, I assume.
Yeah, he got Jamar Chase.
Wow,
he got
I think it was Cash, I believe. And I think he got Najee.
Wow, so just
Chase went 6.
This is why we love Superflex.
What are we doing, fellas? Oh my goodness.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure I could go back and check this.
I took Lance over Chase, and I'll tell you right, I would have took Najee.
No,
I'm not saying it would have been right, but I'm just telling you the truth. I took Trey Lance.
No, we're right about Lance over Chase for sure. That's a thing.
No, I don't. I don't know.
Just wait in 1 year's time. In 1 year's time.
I'm correct, by the way.
In 1 year's time.
I'm a rebuilding team, so I think Lance is not bad. I will agree with you there. But if I'm a normal team and I went back in time, I would have took Chase over Lance in Superflex.
Fair enough.
Yeah. For me, I think Lance is a good pick.
Speaking of Kyle Pitts, though, the next guy, Drew, if you want to scroll down here.
To this.
So this guy's wingspan, and you can kind of see from the image how long his arms are compared to his body. This guy's wingspan, it's not quite as pterodactylish, right? But it definitely reminds me of Kyle Pitts. And that obviously the wingspan kind of brings that elite ball tracking ability to life. And this is a guy who's a walk-on, right? So a walk-on, Drew, is basically someone who's not recruited. He just goes to UCLA to get a degree in some whatever, but it just so happens he maybe played football in high school and says, hey, let me join the team. And he gets on the team. And
that's for a big school. That's
22
nuts.
NFL draft. How about that? So, Drew, you want to go over his height, weight, stats, and whatnot?
Yeah, can you help me real quick with how's the pronunciation of his name? Greg Dulcich?
Yeah, so it's gonna be called his name is Greg Dulcich from UCLA.
Dulcich.
Don't say any bad words, Drew.
I know. I was trying to avoid that part. Demonetize us instantly. No, 6'4", 245. He caught 42 passes. 725 yards is impressive for a tight end. And 5 receiving touchdowns in 2022. And like Sushane said, he is a former walk-on. I looked it up. He was a walk-on for 2 seasons. He earned a full ride in his 3rd season.
Okay.
So that's pretty impressive, like you're saying.
Yeah, so 245. Here's what else that's impressive. Before this season, he weighed 215. He added 30 pounds to his frame to really become from like a kind of hybrid wide receiver. He used to play receiver actually to a real tight end. So that's one thing you like. Obviously, he's a walk-on, so he's a super raw talent, but he does show those flashes of that elite ball tracking ability that we like for being useful in fantasy football, right? On top of that, last season, the progression has been insane, the growth that he's shown, and that's kind of definitely something that you want to see in prospects as you evaluate. Again, he played receiver before, so he has those natural receiving traits, playing speed, ball tracking, receiving skills, general, strong hands and everything. Obviously, the only knock is just he's a raw talent, so the technique is just not polished at all. He's going to really need to refine a lot of stuff. This is maybe someone like if you draft him, you're definitely going to stash on your taxi, right? And in terms of where you're going to draft him, man, I mean, that's tough because I don't even know where this guy is going to get drafted. Like he could get drafted maybe like round 3, round 4, round 5 of the NFL draft. I mean, that's not really, that's not really a bad thing considering Mark Andrews I think he was a round 3 pick. George Kittle was a round 5 pick, so it happens. But let's assume he's like a day 2, day 3 pick. I would still have him on your radar. Maybe take him like round 3, round 4 in your rookie draft, I guess. And again, the comparison would be like I guess the best that I have for you right now is like a wingspan that's like Kyle Pitts. Again, the fantasy implications for him are kind of similar to Tommy Tremble, right? Stud or dud, nothing,
I like that he's trending up. When we're doing our Steve Mariucci, I did a Steve Mariucci, Steve Young deep dive on Discord, and I was reading about Steve Young and how in college he was really raw and just like basically like they were saying like you can't pass and he couldn't, and then like he just kept improving and getting better and better, and then Steve Young became a legend in the NFL. So I like the upward incline, and you got to expect this guy year 1 to do nothing.
Oh, definitely. This is a guy who's for sure developmental type.
Yeah. So he'll be on a team that already has a starting tight end and maybe even 2 starting tight ends. So, it might be tight end 3, but I'm really liking what I hear about this guy. It's just, unfortunately, he's going to take up some roster space. That's why we got Taxi Squad, baby. In our
That's
dynasty.
true. That's why we got Taxi Squad. You can wait a little bit. Exactly. So those 3 guys are going to be the ones that I recommend you if you are going to take a tight end this year. Obviously, Brand, you said you don't have to if it's not tight end premium. Then I would definitely agree with that. You can fade the position as well, but let's say
let's dive deeper into that. So I had another dynasty guy on my podcast a while ago, and people called him a lot of names and stuff, and I found it very funny. And he's talking trash about Joe Burrow and his what's that age thing? The guy in our Discord talks about the age in college, breakout age, and
oh god,
it's like giving me weird metaphors, and I'm like, no, and like because he didn't he didn't think I was gonna. He thought I was gonna be like, I see. I was like, no, he didn't even know like what everyone was making fun of him, but it was I felt like it was great. But he didn't. I like that point he made, and like I agreed with him, and we're talking about like Mike Gesicki. Remember, Mike Gesicki was so hyped as a prospect, and he was so trash. You couldn't sell him for the 6th round pick, which doesn't even exist. You couldn't get rid of him, and now he's great again. So it's like what we're talking about is like don't draft him because take up roster space. You'll never start him. They start off slow, and then you can always trade for him cheaper. But at the same point, and I'm going back and forth, but so you don't draft him, then you trade for him for cheaper. That was his point, and I agreed. That podcast was before Joe Burrow was in the NFL. And now we're on the last podcast you were on, Sushane, we were talking about like we expect guys to be better off the like Justin Jefferson, and Kyle Pitts,
Jamar Chase, right?
Jamar Chase, and with tight ends too now. Evan Ingram, he's still kind of young in the league. Evan Ingram had a good rookie year. Kyle Pitts had it somewhat decent. A little bit disappointing.
Yards.
A little disappointing to how we hyped him, but as far as a rookie tight end, it was incredible. And so we're seeing it. We're being a little bit more impatient, and then because these guys are balling out their first year, and so. It's like, I don't know, like I'm kind of torn, and we know like a lot of these guys you're saying is just very unlikely they'll fall to round 4. Maybe this guy here, Greg
Dulcich. Like Dulce, Dulcich.
Luka Doncic. I don't know.
Greg Dulcich.
Greg Doncic. Let's go with that.
Greg Doncic. I don't know how to say Luka's last name. I
think that's what it is. Doncic, right? Luka Doncic.
Bro,
I
don't know.
We're going crazy.
I just collect Top Shot here. Yeah.
That's fair.
By the way, NFL.
You got some basketball leagues.
NFL All Day is opening.
Yes.
There's a new pack drop tomorrow.
I got to get on that.
It's for everyone, and they have like a special Niners drop. It's not for the closed beta. They announced it. So get on our Discord. Hop on that. Yeah, tomorrow it's coming out at like 1 p.m. Pacific. They said something. I didn't read the whole, but it's like a special Niners drop or something. And it's for everybody. Yeah.
Ooh, so I was like, I'm interested.
I was like, oh my God. Everyone's going to get a chance for this. Like, I bet that's the Rams game, right? Like I think they're talking about that. Like,
yeah, the Rams game.
And they're like, this isn't closed beta for that. I don't know what it is, some moment or something. Like, yeah, like, woo, that's it. I want it. Whatever it is, I want it.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I still haven't got my invite for NFL All Day. I don't know what I need to do. I've been on this wait list forever.
You're late, bro. You guys are late to the game. I'm always early. I'm ready to fail. I'm stepping up. So, but for this, did you not hear me though? They have like some kind of pack or moment or something related to the Niners for everybody. So
yeah, but I'm just saying I don't even have the access to the All Day yet. I'll tell you about it later.
Did you join their Discord?
Yeah.
You're on the NFL All Day Discord. Join the Discord.
Yeah. I am.
Do you know the website? So you gotta know. That's what I'm saying. You want it. You gotta at least know the website.
Come on, man.
I'm looking at it now. I see it.
Yeah, when I want something, I drool over it. I drool over it for years, and then it comes up, and then I take the opportunity and seize it and run with it. So it's NFLAllDay.com. Join the Discord. Be on there. I know everyone has like I'm not saying like no one's busy and you have like infinite time.
Of course, right.
5 minutes though. Like take 5 minutes, right? Look at the website. Know when the drop is. Know what it is. You read faster than me, Drew. 2 minutes, right? Just at least know a little bit. You read. I don't read. That's why I went to film school.
Wow, this is really cool. I'm looking at it now. Looks
I
amazing.
don't even know what it is. I just saw Niners and I said everybody. And then I was like, J7 in our Discord has nothing to complain about this time because like he's a Niners fan and he's gonna get a chance to get this. So I was like, how are you gonna complain this time, dude? I don't know what it is, but it sounds sexy. I bet it's like a mesh of just Jimmy G looking sexy. That's what they call a Cooper Cup I pulled is just a highlight reel of a game. And I bet it's that Niners comeback victory, which was just
that'd be
I mean, they surprised me like that 17-0 against the Rams.
That was amazing.
Are you kidding me? With
hope.
17-0. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, the Rams are good. Like, it's tough to overcome a good team like this. Like, they got weapons.
And they kept running the ball. They kept running it. That was the best part about it is they didn't have to abandon the run to come back from that deficit. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Man, if we got one thing right, it's Eli Mitchell, dude. Like some injuries for sure, you know, some bad luck. Like he didn't even when he got the ball like 28, 30 times, no touchdown sometimes, you know, like bad luck and a lot of injuries. But I think everyone at the end of the day would be like, okay, you guys nailed that, you know, deep sleeper prospect. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I love when they give him the ball. Like, I just have I feel like everything's gonna be okay. We got Eli Mitchell back there toting the ball. Everything's gonna be we're gonna be in the game. Like, we can win this. Like, don't just Jimmy G, don't screw it up.
Right.
All right. Should we move on to these next couple? We have a few more.
Yeah, so these are more of like the kind of depth tight ends. I mean, they offer some level of interest, I guess, right? But what I would say to describe all of these guys and kind of the rest moving forward is like the thing they're best at is they're not really like elite at even that. They're just kind of like good, not great. So because of that, like if that's their best trait is not elite, I don't know how they're gonna fare in the professional level, but. You know, I mean, obviously, I don't want to. I mean, these guys are going to be young, and I hope that their dreams come true and they do get drafted. I think they will get drafted, and when they do, inevitably hear their name called in April. I mean, I wish them all the best, right? I'm not saying anyone's just going to be like a bust. I don't want any of these guys to be a bust, but I don't know. It might just happen, but I don't think any of these guys
are going to bust.
Out of these three, you're saying two is probably not going to have a future.
We're looking at two practice squad guys. Is what you're saying?
You can't do this thing about like I don't want these guys. I mean, you know, they might make more money than us.
That's true.
They will.
All good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Like you just got to
tell
them the truth. Tell them what it is. Give them a real.
Well, before you give that, let me give the listeners just the names here. We got Isaiah Likely out of Coastal Carolina. We got Cade Otton out of the Washington Huskies, and we got Cole Turner from Nevada Wolfpack. So, Sushane, you want to give Brain his answer on how many of these guys are going to be busty?
I just want him to keep it real. And
apologize.
Just tell me your take. Let's obviously you can be wrong.
All right. So Isaiah Likely, I'm going to say if he's going to hit his ceiling, he's probably going to be like Evan Engram, David Njoku. So that's not terribly exciting, right? There's still some value that they have. Like, you know, you're not going to drop Evan Engram. You might probably trade him, but not for like a first or anything ridiculous like that. But
so his upside is to give you a headache on your dynasty.
His upside is to give you a headache. That's
all right. Well, you're really selling me on this guy. All right.
No, exactly. The guy in the middle here, Cade Otton, he's a slim guy, undersized, receiving type of guy. Reminds me of Dan Arnold. Really, really gonna sell you here. You know, Dan Arnold is a legitimate fantasy asset, right?
Dan Arnold's a wide receiver.
Exactly. So that's kind of like Cade Otton, right? He's a wide receiver at the tight end position, I guess. But I don't know. And then I know we were talking about Mike Gesicki earlier. The guy on the right, Cole Turner, he's probably like a Walmart Mike Gesicki. You know, not really enthused with any of these guys, but. Hey, if you like Mike Gesicki,
6'6", 240. He needs to bulk up a little bit at 6'6".
Yeah, he needs to bulk up a lot, not a little bit, a lot of it. And I don't know if that's gonna happen, honestly. But
that's cool though. I mean, that could mean more fantasy points if he is getting a lot of snaps.
That's true. That is true. There is, I guess, a glimmer of hope there.
Like Dan Arnold, he's not like he's. Like a receiver, you know, Arnold's like the skinniest tight end ever. He's so skinny.
Well, I just happen to have Mark Andrews
a little bit as well, and his skill set. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say I happen to have Mark Andrews up on my screen because we were looking up you said he was a 3rd round pick, which is correct, but he's 6'5", 256. So just to give you perspective of a starting NFL tight end, he's going to be heavier than the guys that we're looking at. And then let me look up Mike Gesicki.
I think. Jalen Weidermeier, if you go back up, I think he's like 255, 6'5".
Yeah, I think he's the most, well built out of all of these guys on the list, by the way. So Gesicki's 6'6", 247. So he's more similar, like you're saying, 6'6",
Yeah.
Like Cole Turner here on the right-hand side.
Right. That's Gesicki. Walmart version, though. I think we have a question. That's a pretty good one.
I'll read it. So Kale says, are there any athletic freaks or former basketball players to look out for? I can't answer that as far as the basketball players.
Former basketball players, there's a couple of them. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head which ones are, but in terms of athletic freaks, only one, Jalen Weidermeier, the guy we've covered first. And if we're going to use the word freak, there is one blocking freak in terms of like his aggressiveness. That would be Trey McBride. And again, those were two of the top 3 guys that I was going to say, if you're going to take a tight end, you want to take those 3 names. Add on Greg Dulcich to the list. So that's basically what that is about. Oh, Wish.com, Mike Gesicki for Cole Turner. That's a good one. Yep.
What is up with
Wish.com?
I feel like Wish.com that's a whole ploy. They make it bad on purpose, so then it'll go viral.
Maybe. Now
that's like that's like a genius business plan. They're just gonna make fun of us and
just want the publicity.
Yeah. As long as we don't know that, it's good. Once you recognize the meme, then once the meme is self-aware, it's not funny anymore. It's only funny when the guy's actually angry or actually dying inside. Like once they're self-aware and they start memeing themselves, they're like, next meme. It ain't funny no more.
Exactly, right. Memes of that expiration date, they're only good for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to expire anyway, but once you do that, like, it's really over. Like, dude, this ain't funny. No, once you realize we're trying to laugh at you. I'm trying to laugh with you. You're a meme. Get in place.
Right. Well, speaking of memes, these last tight ends might be meme worthy. Honestly, and the rest of them too, Drew. If you want to scroll down one last time.
Oh yeah,
I would say the rest of these guys. Honestly, the rest of these guys and anyone else whose name pops up, you're just gonna probably, in my opinion, I would just avoid. The most prominent of these names are gonna be Jeremy Ruckert from Ohio State, Charlie Kolar from Iowa State, and Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin. I'm just gonna not touch them in any type of draft. They're probably maybe 1 or 3. All of them get drafted in the NFL, but I'm just not gonna.
The Bears will touch them.
Not gonna take them. Yeah, maybe the Bears, right? Ugh, gross. Well, with that being said, though, that's pretty much the 2022 segment. I do want to say, if you wait one more year, let's say you're in a rebuild, your roster needs a tight end, you have a hole. If you wait one more year, you're gonna have a lot of options. You're gonna have 2 really good options. You're going to have 2 more pretty good options that are, I would say, any of those 2. So the 3rd or 4th best in next year's 2023 class is probably the tight end one of this class, right? So top 4 tight ends in 1 year from now, any of those
that's a good point.
The best one here. So if you need a tight end, I would pass. I would, hold the pause button on 2022. Wait 1 more year. Get your guy.
Yeah, Notre Dame may have the best tight end coming out here soon. Michael Mayer, right? Michael Mayer.
Love him.
What should we end it there?
We're going to end it there.
Tails on top of it.
Next week, we are going to do another Dynasty episode. So make sure you stay tuned. We're planning on doing it again Thursday night. We're going to go live. And of course, podcast is going to be everywhere. You can find it Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, the whole shebang. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys on the next one.